Fishing with friends isn't about the fish. There are so many more components of life that merge in the incredible moments that happen because of the fish.
Whoa, whoa. Okay, undercover. How you liking it, guys?
Hey, look at the mud coming off the far hillside.
Wow.
Even when things shine, things can go wrong. How we deal with them and honor each other through the highlights and the struggles go a long way in building great fly fishing relationships.
This fish is right down here, okay? In the middle of this back eddy on the bottom, but in the shallowest part of the bottom is the biggest, glowiest rock, about 2 rod lengths, 2.5 rod lengths offshore. From your angle, if you go up, there's one solo, right where that moth was, there's a solo exposed rock. Yeah, the solo one, not the 2 and not the one in the corner, but right there. So stop where you are. And if you go at that angle straight across, and if you can see them, you might not be able to, but if you go back 2 rod lengths, 2.5 rod lengths in the middle of that foam, there's kind of the most sunlit, yellowest rock on the bottom. And it's sitting right there. Kind of right just a bit, not as far up, and a little bit more over. Yeah. Perfect. So let it drift. Okay, give it a twitch. Here it comes. Here it comes. Nice job, man. How awesome was that?
That was cool.
Yeah. How epic was that?
I just saw the top corner of his mouth.
Yeah. So be careful, because it was a really slow, deliberate take at you. That fly might pop, but...
Say 22.
Yeah, sweet. It popped? Yeah. Oh well. Guess I'll have to go find another one. Hey guys, we're just out here and we thought about talking about fishing with friends. And it's something that every fly fisher has to deal with. It's really important because once you establish a relational dynamic, guess what? It's going to be there for quite some time. And if you change the relationship dynamic, guess who the ass is? It's you. So at the outset, it's pays to really take ownership and pay attention to some of the little things in your fly fishing relationship with friends.
Yeah, so we just want to talk about a few things that we think can make for a better day on the water too with your friends. And the first one I wanted to talk about is actually just finding that interesting fish for a friend. And you know, that can be anything from saying, okay, I'm going to take time to go up on this higher bank and maybe look for a fish for that friend. Like really just take the time. Don't be on the rod yourself and say, hey, I'm going to take the time and just look. Or maybe it's a scenario where you're splitting the river and you're on one side and you come across this, maybe you're on a tighter stream and you come across this really cool bush and you see a fish rise in a really neat spot over like a hanging over bush. And you think, hey, my friend could really enjoy that moment. And you call them over. Or maybe it's a situation again where you are splitting a river and on your side you've got all this gorgeous broken rock, shallow water, and your friend is on a side that's super deep and that's all he's got is deep water, but you see this fish in shallow and you know that your friend hasn't had a lot of opportunity to go for a fish like that. Call him over, you know, and say, hey, I think you could really enjoy this fish.
And that ties into kind of my big point is give way. Me. You know, it's that narcissistic orchestra conductor, you know, it's like me. No, you don't want to be that guy. Give way. There's always going to be another fish, but there's not always going to be another friend. And it takes time to develop relationships. And you know, some of what I could say right now is going to tie it to some of the stuff we're going to talk about, but just give way. Take the time to honor your friend and say, you know what, I can do this, I get out more often, or maybe I see something in your life that you need a break or whatnot. Just give way and it'll go a long way in your relationship.
Yeah, and that together ties into the other thing I just wanted to kind of bring up, and this is something that between Dave and I, you know, we thought about in our own lives, and that is that relationally speaking, if you can kind of get rid of what we call the 3 C's, comparison, control, and competition, you're actually going to have much better relationships, because those 3 C's can so get in the way of both parties having a good time. And it's a funny thing. Yeah, okay, it sounds a bit psychological. Let's go deeper. But that's the truth of it, is that honestly, some of those things can wreck relationships, and it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. So yeah, keep those in mind, keep yourself in check with those, and you'll have a really better time.
And my second big point is be subtle about it. One of you is always going to be better at something. That's just how it is in the world. Hey, I'm good, I'm great. Well, so what? There's somebody better. You're good, you're great. There's always somebody better. But when you start to mix in relational dynamics, if you're better, don't grind your friend that you're better. Find a subtle way to empower them to be better, and say, hey, why don't you, hey, there's that fish, how are you going to go about it? Hey, I was really looking at this, maybe I don't know, maybe try over here. And that way it cuts that reach mend. Maybe it cuts the mending. Maybe it makes your drift easier. Find some subtle ways of sharing your knowledge without saying, well, you know, I'm God's gift to fly fishing, bro, and you got to do it this way. Guess what? No.
Posturing doesn't work. It
No.
just doesn't.
No, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to enjoy your time, and one of the biggest ways to enjoy your time.
Yeah, exactly. A fun one here, guys, is just think about what your friend loves to eat or drink. You know, it's super simple, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already do this in a lot of ways, but you know, like we've got one friend that always brings these, you know, energy balls, and he makes them when he comes along. It's actually one of the guys on this video, and yeah, they're great. They're awesome. He knows we love them, and he brings them along for us. Or, you know, I've always brought licorice with my friend Jen, because I know we both love it, right? It's just
right?
Simple stuff like that, right? But you're thinking of them is the point.
Well, it's funny because back in my guide days, and this isn't going to be PC, but what the hell? Back in my guide days, I had an old timer that the very first time I took him out, he turns to me at lunchtime and he's digging into his backpack and he goes, David, can I offer you a chicken tit? I was like, what? I was like, yeah, okay, he loves to barbecue. And every time after that, it was, yeah, barbecuing. So he would always bring something to add on to lunch, and he figured out quick that I love my barbecue chicken. He did too. So every week we'd have barbecue chicken on the Red Deer River at about, you know, midday. But, you know, that's the neat stuff. And tying back to the relational side of things and the imbalance of expertise and that kind of thing, I don't care if you're better or worse angler. I don't care if you've had 100 years experience or it's your first date. If we can't be encouraging and find a way to empower people and encourage, hey, you did that really well, or hey, what I noticed, I just kind of noticed this was happening, is, well, I don't know, what are your thoughts, or that kind of, it's a subtle encouragement along the way to success. Or hey, you know what, the day's really slow and it sucks, maybe let's go find something else.
Yeah, embrace their success, right?
Yeah.
And even that sometimes means take the time to go across the river and take a photo of their great fish. You know, you might be wanting to get into a fish, but even just taking the time to do that, guys, and putting your stuff aside makes for such an awesome memory and such a great day.
You mean fishing with others isn't about fishing yourself? No, it's not. Fishing with others, we come at it from, you know, guiding 20-25 years, lodge owning. Really, it's the subtle things. Everything is subtle. The better you are, the more experience you have, the more you find out. Subtlety is king, and it's all about the other person. You get your chance. I rarely fish to my best with other people because I want it to be about them. Even on these videos, I actually don't apply myself fully all the time. There's moments where I do, and I find interesting stuff. That's where I really apply. Otherwise, I'm trying to find a way to encourage and bring people into the video so you can see what we're doing to success. It doesn't mean I'm really applying myself fully because, well, frankly, I'm a competitive, sporty kind of guy, and you wouldn't want to hear all of my intense stuff when I'm fully applying. So it's always subtle, and it's always about the other person.
No, yeah. Well, it probably makes sense. Just get down and find a piece of water. You think you saw something?
No, I just
Oh,
don't know
okay.
where to go.
Okay, we're going down here. Yeah, down. Keep walking. We got to find our way down through this gully.
Here it comes.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Twitch it. Here it comes.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So I'm just gonna get in below you, and when you can, bring him up. And in the net. Sweet.
Yes. Look at how nice he looks.
I'm thrilled for you, man. That's cool. What a great way to start the
It's
day.
a big one, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice, thank you. Super cool.
Okay, anytime you can just let him go. Yeah. Beauty.
Cool.
Isn't that neat?
Nice.
Sweet, man. That was awesome.
Thank
I
you.
loved it.
good.
Wicked.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you just had to get the right line, hey,
Right
and
cast,
the
eh?
twitch, and
came.
just get his attention.
Came right away.
Awesome. All right. That's cool, Kev. That's awesome.
I'll just assume you want me.
Hey, that's a nice rainbow, man. Yeah, gorgeous, hey? Hey, hey, nice. Gorgeous. Yeah, beautiful.
I'm not in it, am I?
No, it's
Okay.
just a fish.
Good.
Right on, man. Gorgeous. Yeah, you bet. Anytime. That was awesome.
We've known Kevin for a couple of decades. First a guiding guest, then our partner in our lodge. Through a couple of economic downturns and a collapse of the oil economy, eventually we parted ways and needed a few years separation, allowing business to be business and time to realize the value of friendship. It's funny what an evening just putting him on fish and keeping life simple can do for friendship.
I can't tell. Hey, that was you.
That was you. Oh, I got it. Oh.
Huge brown, man.
Oh,
Huge brown.
Yep. He turned to his left. Well, that fish is high.
Yep. Did you see it? I only saw a rise. I didn't even see her fly. It was like, yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was lucky.
All right. Awesome.
The greatest gift we can give anyone is our time. And when we pause what we're doing at the peak of a hatch or the peak of our engagement and stop to encourage, help, or empower a friend's moment, we're telling them that they have our time and that their moment means as much to us as our own. It shares our value of them.